From the Magra reveal to the battle with Baba Voss, it was all super exciting and also stressing, but we're ready for it all to continue. Not to mention, this season is the final one in the series. After the events of last year, Season 3 Episode 1 picks up little over 8 months later. 256 days after that significant conflict, we are at the Travantian granite border. A tiny Travantian convoy led by Ren is attacked and forced to escape after being encircled on all sides. Thank goodness they do, using a rope and dubious CGI to fall into a deep crevasse. Although Ren and her soldiers were ordered to put an end to the rebellion, it has instead escalated into a full-fledged conflict that they are losing. To make matters worse, a man by the name of Tormata arrives to mock them and inform Ren that she is losing the war. Unbeknownst to me, this man was a lieutenant commander who worked under the late General Ido Voss. He is an important person and the top scientist. He also thinks that science will usher in a new era in this situation. The following day, that science becomes apparent when 200 warriors appear prepared to attack Ren's position. The troops are anxious, trembling, and breathing heavily. Tormata, however, remains unfazed. He's actually pretty laid back. He watches as the landscape is shaken by explosions while covering his ears. Dozens of bombs detonate, killing all the approaching soldiers. Tormata and Ren through the crimson debris, dismembered limbs protruding like ugly gravestones. If he can master these explosives, Tormata is certain that he will succeed where Ido failed. He obviously wants a partnership with Ren to do that. To be honest, she doesn't really have a choice. She is effectively coerced into it. In addition, he has a blood desire. Tormata has his eyes set on the east and intends to eliminate Paya and Baba Voss. Tormata departs in search of Baba, but he leaves General Maddox a commanding presence behind to supervise events and ensure that she is kept in her place. The obnoxious Queen Kane is still alive and about to give birth in the meanwhile. Magra also attends and assists during delivery. For a short while, it's touch and go, but ultimately the kid starts weeping. Kane also chooses to give the boy, whom he names Wolf after his father. Following this, Tamakti June and Harlan spoke to Magra about keeping up their half of the bargain. If you recall, she is required to give Kane to the Travantians as soon as she gives birth. But Magra ignores them and concentrates on feeding the infant. The problem is that, if they don't fulfill their end of the contract, there can be a major altercation. Given that the mother of his child is an insane, murdering psychopath, Coffin also rejects his child right away out of shame for what has happened. After giving him some words of encouragement, Harlan convinces him to join him for a drink outside. This episode has featured a lot of Baba Voss talk, and now we finally get to see him by himself in the woods. Baba continues his quest after assisting a wounded wild dog, but he is not acting alone. Things are tense because he has been staying with Lou for a few months. Baba is reminded that Bolian is also present and that he is a great leader, but he is unsure. The question of whether or not to deliver over Queen Kane to the Travantians has come to light in light of the populace's rebellion against her and the likelihood that it may ignite a protracted civil war. The fact that Magra is standing by Kane's side and that this little council has discussed the notion of killing Kane hasn't helped either. The more prevalent view is that Kane died from problems during childbirth. When it is revealed that the Travantians genuinely desire a public trial, it is not acceptable to Magra or the Travantians in general. They need Kane alive. Magra rapidly realizes that this would involve years of agony and keeping her sister alive, but it would also save their community. Tamakti June is disappointed when Magra decides not to surrender Kane. It's not going to go well with this. We return to Baba Voss as the episode comes to a close and he finds he's not alone. After finding him, Tormata teases Baba on the nature of death. He vows to murder his wife and children. Bolian steps on an explosive, though, and is sent flying as she tries to get the upper hand on the scientist. She returns and we instantly fast forward to Queen Kane's birth and the drama that followed. When it was revealed that there are guns in this world and sighted humans, she sort of wasted its potential back in Season 1. The plausibility of this desolate universe is seriously damaged by those two pairings, which practically ruin the worldbuilding entirely. Beyond that, though, this first episode largely serves as a catch-up on all of our characters, while also introducing us to Tormata and his manic love of explosives as a brand new menace. There isn't anything particularly noteworthy about this, but given what happened in Season 2, it will be fascinating to watch how this story is resolved in the final season. In any case, the ending seems to imply that Baba Voss is about to return to Payat to defend his tribe, which may lead to other conflicts. We'll just have to wait and see.